Anyway, let's go into it. I am TheChilliers. Hello, hello. Check out YouTube. I guess you are checking out YouTube if you see this, but uh, subscribe to YouTube. Let's go. Global Labs update 2nd of February. Let's go into it. Yeah, it's not really that many things happening here. Serendia and Calphian story quest revamp. That is interesting. Black Desert update, Jordan saga. Oh, really? Oh my god. Oh my god. Are they? Hopefully they add a bunch of like cool cinematics and stuff like that. I don't know if they need to like revamp any quest or anything, but like they could make a great video. They can make a great cinematic, right? At least. Yeah, no one plays for the story. But it's always a good thing to have the story in the game, and it's always a good thing to have quests in the game. And it's always a good thing if it's like high quality. But I don't know, depending on how much effort and time they put into revamping this, is it really worth it when there is a lot of other things in BDO that are like dying, like PvP, for example? Even PvE is a little bit questionable nowadays. Serendia Calphian main quest revamp Jordan saga. The main quest in the Serendia and Calphian regions have been renewed and is now available to adventurers under the name of Jordan saga. As soon as you adventurers took your first step on your adventure in Balanos, you met a woman with a red hair. And she is Yarnet. Wait, Yaret? Domongat? What? The noble woman of Serendia, whom you be adventuring with this time. At first, she would look down on and ignore the adventurers who had just woken up. But soon after seeing them again solve various problems in Balanos, she admired the adventure abilities and formally invited them to Serendia. That's cool. As adventurers begin their adventure with Yaret, they will encounter the complex political situation on the Black Desert continent and the conflict between characters working for different purposes. The seeds of the event that sprouted in Serendia will spread to the neighboring country of Calphian, leading adventurers into a whirlwind of unpredictable events. Amid countless choices, explore the narratives written by adventurers and characters through the newly renovated Serendia. Renovated is a weird word right there. Yeah. Anyway, this time too, all lines from the main quest, main request, are fully dubbed. Voice actors. Oh, yeah. I can't read all of those names. You can enjoy the passionate performance of the best voice actors, in addition reflecting the feedback previously expressed by adventurers. We actively utilize illustrations so the background the background knowledge needed to understand the story can be obtained by just completing the main quest. In addition, for the cutscenes provided in the existing main quest, all lines were re-recorded based on the adaptation. Quality of the sound effects and background music was raised several levels higher. Of course, there are also many completely new cutscenes, all included. Okay. A few things about this. I think it's very good that they make like voice acting and cinematics and even having like still pictures like this that moves a little bit is pretty cool. Like the art itself is pretty cool. One thing that they have never implemented to this day is a voice like audio button right here. They have to have an audio button right here because everyone, we don't have audio in the game. So everyone that goes into this quest, you go into this unskippable cinematic right here because we all know that it's going to be unskippable. You need to have an audio bottom here. It's like, you can turn up the so you can hear what they say, right? Otherwise, you go into an unskippable cinematic with no audio. I mean, at that point, it's already like you don't want to play. You Control Shift Q, Control Alt Delete, right? Control Shift. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, that was the Salpuri engage. But anyway, that is very important. Also, like I'm not a big fan of this that you can't skip cutscenes and stuff like that. You should always be able to skip a cutscene if you want to. They just need to make it good enough so you don't want to, right? But that's on PA to make it good. Questionable depending on how big of revamp this is. If that is actually good for the game or not, because like even PvE is a little bit questionable, like I said before, with all of the implementations that they made recently, and is no balance. Like the game has to be balanced a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's good. You think it's bad? I think it's good if they have time. Even if it doesn't like cater to me personally, I think it gives content to the game, and it also gives if it's good quality, it gives like a higher quality to the game. But yeah, for sure, they have to have time to do this, and there can be a few other things that they could be focusing on, maybe. Main quest in Serendia and Calphian have been renewed. Yeah. New starting zone in Serendia. If you completed all adventures in the Balanos region, you can continue your adventure in Serendia region through the Black Spirit. Okay. If you are in the process of completing the existing Serendia and Calphian region main quest, you can proceed with the quest after completing the Summoning Adventurer quest, which is the last of the Serendia Calphian region main quest. Okay. I do like, I love the artwork. I think it's very cool. It's easier to make this artwork, like it is very cool artwork, but it's easier to make this artwork than that, like a real 3D animated cinematic with like dragons and shit, and like you popping skills and shit like that. It's like way easier to do this, but I think that this is like a good basic kind of a cinematic lore thing, but they should also add in like real cinematics into it, like that would make it very interesting and cool to just like go through all of this, like kind of like a movie in a way. Yeah, cutscenes with illustrations. Cool. How to enjoy the main quest more with voice acting. Wait. While the quest is in progress, try using the tab button to show at the bottom of the right the screen. The story progresses accordingly to the voice without any keyboard operations. Wait, can you do that in the cutscene too? Because that is very important. It has to like be on the screen here, like that you can press that button, right? Main quest for the newly renewed Serendia Calphian region can be found through the official server. They changed the damage amount of skills learned by during the growth period of the following classes. The reason why they did this is because they should probably do it on a few more classes, but all of the PvE buffs that they added to the game, it kind of destroys like early gameplay. Everything is like, is so easy. Everything is like giga easy. So they have to do this. Crystal loss in PvP karma change. Oh yeah, this is the thing that people have been talking about. A system has been added to prevent other adventurers who have actively forced attack Alt-C from incurring death penalties if you are killed by a monster within a certain period of time. I've said this for like years, that they should add this. But at the same time, if they add this, there must be a way, there must always be a way to be able to fight off griefers. There must always be a way. Like if they just implement this and they don't, like, because of all of the changes that they've done recently when it comes to like PvP, like you can't deck on a guild, you can't like, I don't know, everything seems like you can karma bump more, like everything seems to be in the favor of the griefer. There must always be a way to deal with the griefer. I always wanted them to implement this because I think it's very annoying if you lose a crystal. And there are other ways that you can penalize a player if you kill them. So I always thought that this was a good way of doing it, so you don't have that stupid feed and you lose a crystal, you have to go buy a crystal, you have to like, you can't find a crystal anymore, you have to make one, like, it's just so annoying. But there are other ways to make sure that if you want to penalize another player, you know, debuff their character or something when they die, or like, you know, make them lose silver on the marketplace. Like, there are other ways to do that. Like right now, it is pretty bad. Like right now, because that only takes away a option for you to deal with a griefer. So right now it's pretty bad. But if they had options for you to deal with griefers, it's actually a good thing. So that's my opinion on this. It seems like more and more that PA are promoting bad behavior, and I talked about this many years, that they are promoting bad behavior. And what I mean by that is because they are making it easier for griefers to just grief away. And not even too long ago, I asked the CMs and GMs what they thought about like booting you out from a grind spot if they are griefing you. And they were totally fine with that. So it's totally fine for everyone to just go into Akman History, start over grinding some people that are activated the lantern, make them change the server or flag up and kill you, so you can then respawn and then, you know, send them to prison. So you get a grind spot that way, and that's totally fine with everyone. Of course, not with the player base. That's not fine with the player base, but totally fine with the PA and everyone that is working with PA. They think it's like, you know, it's a part of the gameplay to do it that way. I don't think it's a part of the gameplay. I think it's very douchebaggy to do it that way. I think it's very griefy to do it that way. You do it with the intent of like, I'm gonna steal this and this is mine, so I'm gonna do whatever, and just to boot this guy out from the grind spot or whatever. I think it's very bad manner, and bad manner should be penalized, in my opinion. We talked a little bit about that too. I think it's very bad. I think it should be against the TOS to actively burning down the community in BDO. I think that's bad. So it should be against TOS. But I got it confirmed that it is not against TOS to do that. You're fine doing that. Everyone can do that. If you ever need a grind spot, just go grief someone out of the rotation. You use these like in-game modes that we have in the game to send them to prison. That's totally fine to do it that way. Planning and scheming. No. On Arsha. Oh, do you mean like this on Arsha? That's interesting. Most likely it's gonna be on Arsha too. I'm just guessing. Most likely this is gonna be on Arsha too. Overall is a good thing, but you still have to be able to deal with the griefers. That's the most important thing of all time. If you can't deal with a griefer, it's gonna become griefer paradise, and everyone is gonna do that shit, and it's gonna be a part of the gameplay to just like overgrind each other. And there's not gonna be any grind. There's not gonna be a game at that point. Everyone's gonna be super toxic. And of course, the environment becomes that way because they allow it to happen. I hope that they change that real quick. Like how it's really bad for the community to allow griefers to just like boot someone out of grind spots, and there is no consequence whatever. I it surprised me when they said that they weren't gonna do anything about that. Well, thank you, Yaguri. Thank you for hanging out. If a character is killed by a monster within a certain period of time after receiving a force attack, the character will not suffer any death penalties. And like everything is good here, but it is the only way that we use to deal with the griefers. And everything that they have done past this, they've taken away PvP options and stuff like that, and the griefer is always gonna get whatever the griefer wanna have. Like they karma bomb you, they can do that. They were allowed to have protected player status like before. Now you can't even deck on the guild anymore. What else can they do? They go in there with bad crystals. It doesn't matter if you kill them to monsters because they don't lose anything. But if they kill you to monsters, you lose a guarantee or something. The griefer always win. And it's a part of the gameplay accordingly to PA to grief away that way. Like planning and scheming and want to see the world burn. I don't think it's okay. I think a few TOSs need to be changed about context, why people do certain things and how they do it, and you know, if they plan stuff and if they just want to like burn everything to the ground, or it is easy to see what they're trying to do. You just need to like monitor them for a little bit, see how they play, like how they play. It's pretty easy. Item changes. When processing the following guild items, the number of the result can be obtained has been increased. Okay. Description of Krogdalo's Cloud and Brilliant Moonlight chest item have been improved to make easier recognized. Okay. After the event, Secret of the Quiet Spring, enjoy ice fishing. Oh, I need to do the ice fishing. The fishing rod item cannot be used. Oh no. Sulfur Mine Jail changes. Attacks by bailiffs and guards at the Sulfur Prison Camp have been increased 30%. I feel like I've read this already. The distance at which the guards and the bailiffs, whatever, Sulfur Prison Camp will spot prisoners standing still has been increased. With the attack on an inmate, the wait time until the next attack have been reduced. Issue with the maximum distance to recognize the camp was not applied properly in certain attacks by the bailiffs and guards in the Sulfur Prison Camp have been fixed. So obviously they're doing this because they want the jail to be relevant. And you know, how they speed up the game and how they buff all of the classes and stuff like that. They have to be able to kill the classes very easily if they get sent to jail. But here is another thing, because like the griefers use this jail function in the game to get away with griefing and booting someone out of a grind spot and get whatever they want, which is like an easy grind spot because they want to grind, right? They don't want a PvP. That was the thing when I asked the GMs and CMs about this. They said it was a part of the gameplay because they thought that it was about the PvP. I didn't give a shit about the PvP. I gave a shit about like how the player was actively planning and scheming using this Yale system in the game to boot you out of a grind spot by griefing. That was the, like, it was never about the PvP. Like, I know the PvP is a part of the gameplay, like everyone knows that. But like to do it that way, you know, with a bad intention, with the, you know, booting people out of grind spots, taking what they want, you know, and they can do that. They can always grief you more than the griefer always win in this game. Sadly, they don't ban anyone for it. Like, I don't even think that the guy got banned because he also wrote like a bunch of other things in another language that was very offensive. But I don't even think he got banned, to be honest. I don't think anyone gets banned. You know who gets banned, chat? Streamers, without any evidence. They just, like, you have a mass amount of people reporting streamers. The streamers get banned. Cancel culture. There's no evidence, no investigations. But if you send in, like, you have video evidence, like you take screenshot on like what the people say and everything, you send that into PA, you want to ban like a player, nah, nothing happens. I see the same people running around that I saw 5 years ago, still doing the same things. They have YouTube channels now, how to grief people and how to feed people to monsters, and they're making goddamn content on it, and they are still not banned. 5 years I play the game, I see the same people running around. Nothing gonna be done about that dude that griefed the Duckman. No, not because of that. In a very, very slim chance for the things that he said, but I don't think so. You're totally fine to boot people out of grind spot that way, to just grief away. As long you just don't say anything. You just don't say anything and you'll be fine. I think it's very bad. Monster zone changes. Israhid. Highlands is a monster zone that many adventurers are currently visiting and enjoying. As it is a monster zone that requires high defense, maintaining appropriate tension is an important part of the fun of the zone. However, through this update, Seculian's range, display, and the attack power have been adjusted. This is not simply an intention to lower the difficulty of the monster zone. We judge that powerful attacks without range indicator or attack that cause death all at once could cause a high fatigue amongst adventurers. Adjustment to this area were made through this update. I mean, it sounds like a good idea. If it does a lot of damage, like if it does very, very high damage, it's a good idea. But if it's just like, you know, another range attack, attack range indicators have been added to certain attack patterns of the Seculian. Seculian's attack patterns were erased. Both legs and smashes have been modified. Attack range and number of hits have been lowered. I don't think that people run away from the circle. Like wouldn't you just iframe this or like forward guard it? That's how most people play, right? You don't run out of the circle if you hit that leg right there. Yeah, okay. Damage of the attack has been reduced to 50% compared to before. Yeah, so like I'm also thinking about Ollens, because like Ollens have this 360 AoE that kills everything in, like, you know, all the way to Heidel. You don't run away from that circle, like you iframe the circle. An issue where the loot could be obtained even when the Silicon was not in battle, when Silicon was performing an emission pattern, has been improved. When using the respawn function in a safe area near the specific location on Tremorin Hill, the respawn location has been changed. The condition where the Azure breath that pours out when destroying the Azure lighthouse. That yeah, Okujin Yinsini, traditional brazier. Wait, what? And hot totems and Jade Starlight Forest disappear has been corrected. Okay. Previously approximately 4 minutes. Change approximately 20 seconds. Other changes. The man in the black robe has been changed to no longer help you find others. The location confirmation function have been have been changed to no longer be available through the irrelevant NPC. This is something that a lot of PvP players they think that that's pretty bad that they take away that function. Me personally, I always thought that it's kind of weird to search for a player. It never has a good it never has a good context. If you have to search for a player to kill a guy, it never has good context. And in my opinion, that you need a game to be good context. Not in like bad context, like find the guy and fuck the guy. Like no. Like if the guy wants to find you, he's gonna make sure he knows where you are. Like I mean, where he is or where she is or whatever. Um, I just never saw like a good reason to have this in the game. You know what they should do on Arsha in PvP? If you flag up, you don't even need to flag up. If you just go into Arsha, you should see every single character that is outside of a city on the map. You should see like dots on the map, like oh there is a player, there is a player, there is 5 players. You should see it on the map. So if you want to do PvP on Arsha, you know exactly where to go. You know like you no need for names or anything, but like you see that there is someone over there, and you get easy PvP that way. It's already disabled on our server. Yeah. But this is another way of like descaling PvP. So it's a part of their big plan to take away PvP from the game. And allowing griefers to do griefing. is another thing, you know, you put that in the box, you know. I just never saw a big, for me personally, I never saw a good thing for this to be in the game. It's always bad context, it's never good context. If you need to like look someone up, finding them, they don't want to be found, or that's never good. They don't want to play with you. UI changes. The notification message that was displayed when another guild completed a guild mission have been deleted. That is good. Effect of the Dark Rift notification located at the bottom of the right screen have been changed to appear lighter. Okay. They need to take away like 90% of the notification windows. So like just talking about notification right there. 90% of every notification should be taken away, and the rest of the 10%, it should be like you decide if you want to get notified or not. Okay, a few bug changes here, bug fixes. Camera rendering, typos, skinning minigame. He's trying to see if there is something worth reading here. The issue where the combat experience could not be obtained if the guild league ended if the character was dead has been fixed. Yeah. The quest summary for the Dreamy Alpaca acquisition quest have been modified to be more natural. So yeah, in my opinion, it wasn't really that many things in this global lab. The big ones, some people are gonna care about this. Usually griefers, they care about this. It's gonna be easier to see if people are stream sniping you. It was already easy to see if people were stream sniping you, but that's only for streamers. For players in the game, I guess they can remain hidden until someone snitches, right? Good changes right here on the Israhid. I don't really care for this. This is also like something that is good for griefers, because you're allowed to like send people to jail that way and boot them out of the grind spots and take the grind spot. So I don't really care about that. This too would be good if there were a way to deal with griefers, but there is no way of dealing with griefers. So this is actually a bad thing, in my opinion. It is a good thing. Like you shouldn't lose a crystal, but you have to deal, like you have to have some way to deal with a griefer. You just have to, otherwise it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy in BDO. The lore and everything I think is cool, but like maybe they have more severe things to focus on than the lore. And that is everything